Share some.
Announcing the arrival of World Travelers Toastmasters Club number 079679339.
We have proven that we do not have to be in the same room to be united, to encourage each other, to succeed, and to celebrate together.
Hello, Toastmasters, most welcome guests. Thank you so much for joining us today. What do you get when you mix leadership, resilience, and a whole lot of heart? You get Tamami Nagayama. Since joining Toastmasters back in 2020, Tamami has led with purpose, served as area director, club coach, and now club president of this wonderful club. She's a full-time professional, a proud mother of four, yes, four, and living proof that busy people get things done, but they do it with grace. Her favorite quote from Marcus Aurelius says, "You have the power over your mind, not outside events." Tamami brings that strength and calmness into every room she enters. Please join me in welcoming the president of World Travelers Toastmasters Club, Madame President Tamami Nagayama.
Thank you, Ram. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone from all over the world. This is our first of the last two meetings of this term. Wow, we've come so far. And look, we've achieved Smithly Distinguished, and now we are 32 members. That's the largest number of our 4 years. And I'm just so grateful to all of our EXCO members who have supported me and in the leadership. And today, guess what? I've met our new coming president this afternoon. Yes, Kathy, she's in Japan. It was such a wonderful time meeting her, chatting with her, and having a good time, such an amazing moment. And I'm looking forward to meeting. I wonder who will be the next member to meet in Japan. I'm looking forward to that. And today we have special guest, world finalist of World Champion of Public Speaking, Alan Am. Are you here? I think I saw him. Would you like to say hello to everyone?
Hi everyone, good evening. Good to be here at World Travelers Toastmasters Club. Excited to have a productive session with every single one of you here.
Thank you, Alan. He'll be helping us with the evaluation. And let me move on and turn my virtual lectern to our Toastmaster of the evening, our second club president, Joseph Skoda. Hello, it's early in the morning in LA.
Konbanwa, konnichiwa. I don't even know which one's the proper term to say right now in Japan, but good morning from California. It's only 7 o'clock in the morning here, and I know most of you are ready for bed. I had to run and get my coffee so I can prepare for the festivities. Very interesting. I love being part of this club and Great River Smedley is distinguished. My second club I've ever been involved with that ever made the Smedley, and that's not an easy task. Heck, being distinguished isn't easy either. It's all a challenge. I thank all of you for participating. All right. Anyways, we have a full agenda provided everyone is here. We're going to start off with our international director, Sandra Nunez, as our grammarian. What's a grammarian do, Sandra?
Hi, everyone. The grammarian keeps track of grammar, which I find hilarious that I'm holding this position, but I will do my best to keep track of good uses of grammar, maybe some opportunities for improvement, and maybe just some phrases or words that I find interesting or that really stand out to me. That is what I'll be doing today. Back to you.
That sounds fair. That sounds fair. Just don't listen to me and we'll be fine. All right, thank you for that. And we also have an counter. I know some clubs have a grammarian counter together if it's a smaller club, but we have a big club. So there is plenty of room for roles for everyone. So Surya, tell us what's an counter do.
Okay, thank you, Joseph. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, the purpose of a counter is not the words and sound that used as a crutch or false pillar by anyone who speaks. During meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, where, but, so, and you know. And I will also listen to filler sound, including I will also note when a speaker repeats a word, yes, repeats a word or phrase, such as yeah, or this means at end of the meeting. So in the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times and each speaker used this expression. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Mr. and Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much for that. Just a heads up, you are coming a little bit broken. So maybe if you speak a little slower or closer to the mic, and it's a challenge. Even today in 2026, we still have technical difficulties or challenges from time to time. And even though we do this all every week, several times a week, many of us. But thank you very much for that. Okay, we also have a timer. Some of you know our timer. Our timer is Eliza. Eliza Princess. So tell us what a timer does, Princess Eliza.
Princess, sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. So today my role will be your timer. What is the job of timer? Automatically is to time everyone, to time your speech. So for the 5 to 7 minutes, I will put yellow for the 5 minutes, yellow for 6, and red for 7. And for the evaluator, 2 minutes, I will put green, 2.5 yellow, and 3 minutes red. And for the table topic, 1 minute, 1.5, and 2 minutes. So I believe that all of you will enjoy this moment, and I will time you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
You can't time me. I'm a DTM. I can time everybody else. Thank you so much for that, Eliza. Deeply appreciate it. We do have 4 speakers on the agenda. I know Anselm was having some problems hearing us. Can you hear us now, Anselm, or can we hear you?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you fine. That's great. All right.
Okay.
You will be our first speaker, but I want to make sure other speakers are here also. Is Letitia here? Letitia's our second speaker. I don't see her. Okay, we'll pass along. Kieran, are you here? Okay, I don't see Kieran yet, but I know Fatima Tafik is here. I can always count on her.
Sorry, Joseph, but I think that now it's time for the table topic session.
Okay, I'm just making sure we have our speakers, but I see that. All righty. So Miriam, she's anxious to tell us about table topics. So Miriam, entertain us with the table topics questions.
Okay, thank you, Joseph. Well, hello everyone. So I'm gonna be your table topics master for today. So for those who are new, table topics is the impromptu speaking session where participants speak for 1 to 2 minutes on a given topic. So the goal is simple. Think fast, speak confidently, and use your creativity, and most importantly, have fun. So first, I will invite a speaker and then give the topic. So this keeps everything fair, no prepared speeches. So we will speak for 1 to 2 minutes, but try to speak at least for 1 minute to qualify. And today's theme is showcasing global impact. Why this team? Because impact isn't always serious, predictable, or perfect. Sometimes leadership, communication, and influence happen in the most unexpected situations. And today, we're making it even more interesting. Today, I'll challenge you to play with your vocal variety, your emotions. I'll give you unusual situations, and your mission is simple. Tell
Really
us
quick. Time,
how would you
pause. Miriam, we're having a hard time hearing you. We're having a difficult time hearing you. And your video isn't coming in either. Where'd you go?
Yeah, it'd be really good if we enabled phone audio for people. It's very helpful for people who have limited bandwidth or face problems like this. And it's no extra charge. It's just a setting in Zoom.
That's good
Thanks,
advice.
Dave.
Sometimes I have to use my phone. I didn't know it was a Zoom setting also.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that after the meeting. Thanks for that, Dave.
I don't see. Did Miriam come back?
I don't see. I don't see her. Maybe we skip table topics for now, Joseph, and go back to that
Maybe
afterwards.
we'll go to our first speaker and we can bring her back in. Yep. It happens. It happens, especially when our internet isn't working so well. All right. When she comes back in, we'll just stick her in between the speakers. But we are going to call upon our first speaker today. And the title is going to be Breaking the Chains of Addiction. The purpose, this is a level 1 project number 2, writing a speech with purpose. It's to learn and review basic methods for writing a speech and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. This is out of the visionary communication path. And the title is Breaking the Chains of Addiction. So please help me welcome Anselm to the virtual lectern.
Thank you very much, Joseph. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, dear Toastmasters. Have you ever seen someone lose themselves slowly? Not in a single day, not in a dramatic moment, but little by little, through alcohol, drugs, gambling, social media, or any harmful habit that quietly takes control of the person's life. Addiction is one of the greatest silent struggles in our communities today. It affects people of every age, profession, and background. It destroys health, relationships, careers, and dreams. Yet many people suffer in silence because they are ashamed or afraid to ask for help. Today, I would like to share 3 important messages about addiction. Addiction can happen to anyone. Addiction affects more than the individual. Recovery is possible with support and determination. First, addiction can happen to anyone. Many people believe addiction only affects weak people, but that is not true. Addiction often begins with something small and innocent. A person may start drinking socially to relax. Another may use medication to reduce pain. Someone else may spend hours online to escape stress or loneliness. At first, it appears harmless. But over time, the habit becomes stronger than the person. What was once a choice slowly becomes a dependency. I once knew a young man who dreamed of becoming an engineer. He was intelligent, friendly, and ambitious. But after continuous drug use with friends, his behavior changed. He lost focus in school, withdrew from his family, and eventually dropped out. Addiction did not only steal his education, it stole his confidence and direction in life. That is why we must not judge people struggling with addiction. Instead, we should understand that addiction is often connected to pain, stress, trauma, and emotional suffering. Second, addiction affects more than the individual. When one person suffers from addiction, families suffer too. Parents lose sleep worrying. Children feel neglected. Friendships break apart. Communities experience insecurity and crime linked to substance abuse. Addiction creates emotional wounds that spread beyond the individual. Imagine a mother waiting late at night, praying her child returns home safely. Imagine a child growing up without emotional support because addiction has taken over a parent's life. The damage is not only physical, it is emotional, social, and economic. This is why prevention and education are so important. By speaking openly about addiction, we reduce stigma and help people seek support earlier. Finally, recovery is possible. This is the most important message of my speech today. No matter how deep addiction becomes, there is always hope for change. Recovery begins with honesty, admitting there is a problem. It continues with support from family, friends, counselors, rehabilitation programs, and community organizations. The journey is not easy. There may be failures and setbacks, but every step toward recovery is a victory. Some of the strongest and most inspiring people in society are individuals who overcame addiction and rebuilt their lives. They remind us that a mistake should not define a person forever. As a community, we must encourage compassion instead of rejection. Sometimes one conversation, one helping hand, or one word of encouragement can save a life. In conclusion, addiction is a serious challenge that can affect anyone, damage families and communities, but it is not the end of the story. Through awareness, support, and determination, recovery is possible. Let us choose understanding over judgment. Let us support those who are struggling, and let us help break the chains of addiction. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that answer. Deeply appreciate. If everyone would take 1 minute and leave a private chat for him, he'll have a proper evaluation at the end of the meeting. But take 1 minute, please, and leave a private chat. Is our second speaker here, though? Is Letitia? Is she available?
Yes.
All right, great. So I'll be calling on you about 30 seconds. Okay, as you're finishing up those private chats, we're going to move on from addiction to embracing change without losing yourself. Today's speaker is Letitia, and she's speaking out of the Dynamic Leadership Path, Level 4, a speech project about managing change. Her purpose is to learn how to establish a plan for implementing change. All right, the title once again is Embracing Change Without Losing Yourself. Please help me give a warm welcome to Letitia.
Hello, everyone. Change has a funny way of showing up, always uninvited. Sometimes change knocks at your door politely. Other times it just kicks the door open, walks in, sits on your couch, and just say, "Dada, here I am. I live here now. What are you going to do about it?" A few weeks ago, I imagined a situation that felt very real to me. Starting a new role while balancing personal commitment, professional growth, and Toastmaster responsibilities. Picture this: new job, new team, new expectation, new faces, and somehow people already assume you know exactly what you're doing. But inside my head, I was thinking, wait, I just got here. Change can be exciting, but it can also be overwhelming. That's why simply reacting to change isn't enough. We need a plan. So today I want to share my change management plan. The first step in my plan is understanding the reason of a change. Too often we resist change because we focus on what we're losing instead of what we're gaining from the change. In this situation, the change isn't just a little title or additional responsibilities. The purpose is growth. It is an opportunity to develop leadership, develop skills, gain new experiences, and create a larger impact. Once I understand the why, I'll move on to step number 2: identify the people affected. Change never impacts only one person. In my example, the affected group included me, my new team, my family, and even my Toastmaster clubs, because my schedule and my responsibility shifted. Understanding who is affected helps me understand what support will be needed. And step number 3 is communication. Many people during changes, many problems during changes happens because people start creating stories in their mind. So no communication becomes then misinformation. So my plan will be to include open conversation with my team. I will communicate expectation and ask questions. With family and friends, I will explain temporary schedule adjustment. And with Toastmasters, I will communicate my commitment and availability. People tend to support change when they understand it. And step number 4 is creating small actions instead of giant leaps. When we think of change, we sometimes imagine transforming overnight. But successful change usually happens through small and consistent actions. And my plan includes learning one new process each week, creating time blocks to manage priorities, asking for help when it's needed, reviewing progress regularly. Small steps prevent big stress, and we all know how stress can affect us. And finally, step 5 is measuring the success. Without measurement, we don't know if our plan is working. Success for me will not simply mean surviving the transition. It will mean feeling confident in my role, maintaining my balance, supporting my team, and continuing to grow personally. And the benefits of this plan extend beyond me. My team benefits because they have a leader who approaches changes intentionally. My family benefits because expectations are clear. And my Toastmaster community benefits, I hope, because I remain engaged and committed. And most importantly, I benefit because I stop allowing change to happen to me and instead I choose to manage it. The question isn't whether change will happen. The question is when change arrives at your door, will you panic or will you already have a plan? Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Very good speech. Thank you so much for that. We deeply appreciate it. Once again, if everyone would take 1 minute and leave a private in the chat box, make sure you select her name so everyone doesn't see that. But thank you. Looks like our third speaker isn't here. Is Kibron here? All right, that's okay. Well, I guess Fatima, you're going to be our next speaker, just to give you a heads up. All right, but another 40 seconds or so to leave us private comment. All right, as you're wrapping up those private conversations with our last speaker, it's time to introduce our newest speaker, or should I say our newest superstar in Toastmasters. Very interesting. Fatima Tafiq's going to talk about her titles, Building My Voice Through Social Media. It's out of the Presentation Mastery Path. Level 4, a speech project and building social media presence. The purpose is to demonstrate how social media can help build a personal brand, amplify a message, and create meaningful connection. So the title once again is Building My Voice Through Social Media. Please help me welcome Fatima Tafiq.
Thank you, Joseph, our Toastmaster of the evening. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. When people hear social media, they think about influencers, filters, and followers. That's not how my journey started. Back then, before 2010, I only used WhatsApp with my family and YouTube for some movies. I didn't think I would ever use Facebook. But then I became a mother. My newborn had a congenital heart defect. Suddenly, I needed answers, support, and advice. So I joined Facebook groups, and social media became a lifeline, not entertainment. My journey can be understood through 3 stages: 2010, 2017, and now. Fast forward to 2017, I created an Instagram account, but only for sharing codes and wasting time. But a few months ago, my students asked me, "Teacher, do you have Instagram?" Yes. Are you active? No. I mostly use Facebook. They laughed and said, "Facebook is for old people, teacher. If you want more students, try Instagram." Really? Were they right? Yes, they were. That was the moment I started seeing social media differently. Not just as entertainment, but as a tool to build my voice and my work. Honestly, I'm still using Facebook more than Instagram. Don't tell my students. I only started using Instagram recently, and so far I've posted almost 18 publications here. However, I decided to stop only consuming content and start creating it. I shared my Toastmaster journey. At first, I expected quick results, but reality was different. Once I posted a Toastmasters practice video, I felt embarrassed. It wasn't perfect. Engagement was very low. But later, I posted a simple update about completing a project. That post created conversations. People asked about Toastmasters. Some even visited my club. That taught me we cannot predict what will connect with people. Let me share 3 lessons that changed everything. Lesson 1, be authentic. People do not connect with perfection. They connect with real experiences. One day, a fellow Toastmaster commented on my video, "This is the real, keep going." That sentence stayed with me because sincerity matters more than polish. Lesson 2, be consistent. You don't need to post every day, but you need to keep showing up. Before, I posted once, then disappeared for a month. Now, I post regularly after every Toastmasters meeting or teaching event, like this one. Consistency builds trust. People remember those who show up again and again. Lesson 3, be patient. Growth takes time. I don't have thousands of followers. Just some 836 or 38 and 162 on Instagram, but they are real people. And I'm building something more important than numbers: my confidence, my presence, and my voice. Small actions create big impact if you are patient, of course. So what changed? More students connected me. More parents reached out. People asking about Toastmasters Club because of my posts. I remember one guest told me, your journey inspired me. And between us, that made me very happy. But the biggest result was not followers, it was confidence. Before I finish, hello Toastmasters and guests, I'll let you with two small pieces of advice. First, there are a lot of platforms, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Snapchat. Trying to master all of them at once is exhausting. You can choose one or two platforms only. You don't need to be everywhere. Start with comfortable. Personally, I use Facebook and Instagram. Just a little. Second advice, be kind in the comments. Because behind every screen is a real person. Encourage them. Support them. Reply respectfully. Friends, that is my journey. From a mother searching for support in 2010 to a teacher and Toastmaster building her voice today. I don't have thousands of followers, but I have real people, real growth, and real confidence. Social media is not about followers. It's about finding your voice and using it with confidence. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Fatima. I appreciate it. And I appreciate your likes and comments on my Facebook page. So, we all have to support one another regardless of what we're doing. And I appreciate that. So once again, if everyone leave a minute, a private chat to her. It looks like our third speaker never showed up. Any chance that that they're out there, Kiran?
No, she cannot make it tonight.
Okay. Well, does anyone have a hip pocket speech they would like to give? All right, that'd be all right. So when we're done with this, we're going to have Ram is going to take over as our table topics master. But let's give another 30 seconds.
I could do a speech, Joseph.
All right. All right. We'll backpedal here. We'll change
Give me
things
Joseph.
up. Yeah.
Please invite. Please make sure you have the evaluator first.
Yeah.
I will. That's gonna and the evaluator. I hope Maggie, you want to be the evaluator for Nancy? All right. So Maggie Chang will be Nancy Winston's evaluator. And Nancy, just give me a quick title in the chat box so I can give you somewhat of an introduction.
Okay, let me get that in there. So
Sure. Appreciate that. And we should always have a hip pocket speech available.
I know. Hold on a minute. I got
to
look
She's
it
leaving
up.
us. She's leaving us. All the women in my life.
No, I'm not.
leave.
No, I'm not. No.
Okay.
Let's see. I remember what I had to remember what the speech title was. So
I get it. I think most of us have 2 or 3 speeches we can talk on almost any given time, but we get flustered.
pretty good.
It's a gray area. All right, but once again, Maggie Chang is going to be Nancy Winston's evaluator. So that's
Yes,
going to be pretty
Josie,
good.
I'm ready. My pen's ready.
All right. Just waiting for an introduction from Nancy.
Oh, you want an
and we'll get
introduction?
this-
Okay.
Well, at least the title.
Oh, I put the title in there
I got
already.
it.
It's
Okay,
pretty
I'm ready.
self-explanatory. It's pretty self-explanatory.
All right, I'm ready when you are. So our next speaker, our off-the-cuff speaker, our professional speaker, all the way from Colorado, past district director Nancy Winston, is going to talk about how she deals with filler words. So please help me welcome Nancy, as her title today is Dealing with Filler Words. Nancy, take it away.
Thank you very much. There was an article in the Toastmaster magazine. I don't have the year, but I had saved it on my computer about filler words. So what are the normal filler words? Just shout out some normal filler words.
Well.
Actually,
Like,
You know.
so,
You
There you go.
know.
Yeah, you know.
but
Okay. Well, whoever's the ah counter, if you don't catch at least 7 or 8 of those in my speech, you are not doing a good job. But this article was a little bit more about beyond those standard filler words. So I'm reading part of this. So I just did this yesterday. That's why it was right. It was already ready to go. The author, Will Newman, who belongs to a couple of different Toastmaster clubs in different states, he says, not long after I joined Toastmasters, I realized how important the grammarian and ah counter roles could be in helping to improve the way I communicate with others. I learned the words that and so should be eliminated because they serve no useful purpose. So they're not just random words. They don't enhance a speech. So don't use them. I can't help it. I still use them. That's when I started to think about how, with the help of Toastmasters, I needed to improve my level of communication. Not just when I was giving a speech or replying to a table topics question, but always, even in some conversation. And sometimes I'll catch myself, I can't say that word. With that in mind, I suggest we expand the list. This is the author, and I agree with him. The list of what we think as filler words. Shouldn't any word or combination of words or filler phrases, as I called them, don't we know what they, let's see, excuse me. When someone says, having said that, not useful. You've already said it, why repeat? You just said it. Or as I said before, they're useless. They don't enhance a speech, they don't help. You can train yourself. I've tried. The speech about breaking habits or something like that, I'm not very good at, but you can work on it. You can work on it. There's some other phrases here. At this time, no, you're already doing it. I would like to. No, you don't like to do anything. You just do it. Without further ado is pretty useless phrase, and we could go on and on. The sentences that contain phrases like these would just be fine without these unhelpful expressions. Taking it a step further, there are also filler words or expressions that are not necessary but offensive. Now, this is really interesting. What do you think when someone says, I'll be honest with you? Does that imply they've never been honest before? When you think about it, it's almost offensive. How do you like it when someone begins a sentence with listen? Well, I hope I'm already listening or I wouldn't be there in front of you or around you. Now, my son, true story, when he was like 4 years old, if he was starting to talk to me and I was looking at something else, he would grab my arm and say, Mom, look at me. That's a little different. But for adults, we don't need to grab someone's arm and say, listen to me, I have something to say. Now, there are some other words when I'm the grammarian or ah counter, either one. I will also count the words things and stuff. They're not in this article, but they should be. Things and stuff serve no meaning. What does that mean? It's nothing. So when I'm grammarian or ah counter, I will also count those filler words. And I sometimes will wear my police hat because I'm the grammar police. So, being taking it lightly, but we need to work on improving our use of, I shouldn't say improving on getting rid of those filler words. Let's see if there was anything else in here. And by the way, this is not in the article, but it was mentioned to me yesterday. There is a word we can use. Let's see. I shouldn't say a word. There's an action that we can do instead of using a filler word. That would be a pause. As you're searching for a word, just pause.
It's okay. We're supposed to pause anyway, and no one will know. They might think it was just planned. So use those pauses instead of filler words and work on getting rid of those filler words that don't, and filler phrases that do not enhance your speech, and you will be a better speaker. I guarantee it. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Appreciate that. I haven't heard that in a long time. Someone start a conversation with, listen, just listen. That's a good one. Thank you for reminding us that. Once again, everyone take a minute and leave a comment for her. And it's going to be interesting because we have a guest table topics master of the day. He is also past president of this club. So we'll give another 30 seconds to leave a comment for Nancy, and we're going to introduce him. We can all see Eliza has her hand raised, and that's just to remind you that she's the timer. And that might come in handy when our table topics comes up. So I love that. Without further ado, I don't even know what that means. Without further ado, please help me welcome past President's Club, distinguished Toastmaster, Ram. Take it away, Ram.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster today, Joseph. Now then, I'm not going to take any credit for the questions you are about to receive today. These are all on Miriam's hard work and effort. So can I please get you, if you would like to take a question, to put your hand up, your digital hand up, not your physical, because I can't see them. We will have time for about 5 speakers. There may be 4 speakers. So this one here, she wanted to spice things up a little bit. Everybody knows what Table Topics is, I hope. If you don't, let me just quickly share impromptu speech. In other words, you will be given a question or a phrase that you then need to respond to. You will have between 1 and 2 minutes to respond to that particular question. Now here, what Miriam's done is she wanted to add a bit of spice to Table Topics. And with that in mind, she's saying you need to add vocal variety and emotions to your response. So you'll be given a scenario, and then you'll be given up to 2 minutes to respond to that scenario, but you must demonstrate action, emotions, and vocal variety. Hopefully that makes sense. After the very first speaker, I think we'll get the hang of it. Okay, let me just get this right. So our very first speaker is Elios.
Hello.
Elios, are you ready for your question?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. Elios, you have just been promoted. Everyone is celebrating. Everyone is throwing champagne around. And at that exact moment in time, you find out your pet cat has died. Over to you.
Oh, spicy. Wait, let me think. Okay, I'm ready. Hello, guys. Thank you for attending my promotion party. It will be a blast. And it is a blast to welcome you to my house. And in this house, you can see my cat over there. She is the love of my life. She has been there during my ups and downs. She was the reason that I got promoted. When I was depressed, I always chat with my cat. I call her Mona Lisa. My dear, my love, my cat. Oh dear Mona Lisa. I don't know how to say to my boss. Tomorrow we will have a decisive meeting. It will be the one that decide who will be get promoted.
And do you know what my cat said to me? She said, meow, meow, meow. That's for you. I love Mona Lisa responses. Can you imagine they're cheering me up as a speaker? Because when I came to the day, another day to the meeting, I feel energized. I feel the meow in me. Yes, you heard it right. Meow, 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 meow. And I conquered the stage. I conquered the meeting. I say to my boss, this position deserves the best. It is me. And the rest is history. And today, we are not only celebrating me getting promoted, but dear Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa, you will be forever remembered as the reason I get promoted. Back to you, TTM.
Wow, that was painful. Thank you very much, Elias. I cried so much during that response. Let me give you some immediate feedback, if I may. So, lovely speech. I like the way you took a pause to digest the question because the first one is the hardest. Well done doing that one. And I like the way you turn from being happy and joyous to fake tears when you discovered your pet cat Mona Lisa died. Lovely name, by the way. And then again, you changed emotions again from that to be relatively calm and straight afterwards. The only area for improvement I suggest is maybe you could have shared what she was actually like. How long did you have the cat for? What did she look like? Was it a big cat? Was it a small cat? How did she die? So perhaps adding some more emotions in there would have helped us connect with your fake pet cat. Other than that, well done, Elios, for taking on that fantastic question from Miriam. Well done. Maggie, you are next. Tell me if you're ready, or I can skip to the next speaker. You ready? Where are you, Maggie? There you are. And
I am here.
Your question, Maggie, you are a Toastmasters mentor. This should be easy because I think you're already a mentor to many people already. Your mentor just became a distinguished Toastmaster, but you secretly feel jealous. Tell us how you congratulated them. Over to you, Maggie.
Wow, I just got the message. My mentor has messaged me that he finally, after 10 years in Toastmaster, he got a DTN. On the surface, I want to say big congratulations because I also want to become a DTN. And I also worked so hard. I'm so glad for him. But at the same time, I'm a little bit jealous because I know DTM is not easy to get the title. You have to work so hard for it. You have to become a club mentor, club coach. You have either to do the speechcraft or the YPL, Youth Leadership Program. And it is not just the time, it's the efforts that you have to put in to become distinguished Toastmaster. You have to bring the contribution to the club. I really want to say big congratulations to him. At the same time, it is such a big inspiration for members like us. Because sometimes when people say, what's your title? I'm like, PM2? Yeah. So I don't want to speak so loud, but guess what? Finally, this year, I'm going applying to be a area director. That is the one final piece that I need. Then I will be the next DTN in my club. Sometimes a little bit healthy jealous is super healthy? Jealous. That's a human nature. Don't be ashamed to say I'm jealous. It's fine, but you want to congratulate from the bottom of your heart. At the same time, you want to work side by side with people that you truly admire. Back to you.
Hey, well done, Maggie. Well done indeed. I am actually shocked. I thought you were already a DTM. Who knew?
I lost the interview to someone who is better.
Well done, Maggie, for that fantastic response. I like the way you didn't hide your jealousy. You just said, oh, by the way, I'm jealous. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Be honest, like all Toastmasters are. Honest and be transparent. I like the way you also said distinguished Toastmaster, just dragging it out a little bit so that it was clear to us that it was a big accomplishment. It wasn't a small, quick thing. It was a big, long thing. So I like the way you did that. And the other thing I really liked was that new phrase I've never heard before, which is healthy jealousy. Is there such a thing? I want to see nods. There is. Why? Because we just invented it in this club. Thank you very much, Maggie. I liked your gestures. You were powerful in everything that you did today, and I look forward to your getting your DTM. Well done, Maggie. Next, we have Susanna. Are you ready, Susanna?
Yes, I am.
I'm just going to keep an eye on the time. I think we've got time for one more. Eliza, last one. Okay, last one. Mhm. So hold on a second, Susan. Are you wearing a crown on your head?
I am. If you were at the
Congratulations.
convention, you would know that I am the queen of networking.
I feel really bad. I'm coming to your next convention. Where are you?
We're going to be in Vancouver at the next international.
All right, the one after that, definitely. All right,
Paris. We're going to Paris after that.
Your question, Susanna, is where are you? You just won Leader of the Year award. But in your acceptance speech, you must include announcing that coffee is banned worldwide. Deliver your speech, please.
I am so honored to receive this award, a leadership award. There are so many people that have mentored me. There's so many people that deserve this. I have no words. I do need to share something tragic, though. Coffee, I was informed, now is banned from around the world. I don't know what I'm going to do. I am a coffee lover. I'm a coffee connoisseur. If you see me without coffee in the morning, you will lock me up in a dungeon and never let me out. Myself without coffee is the alter ego. It is everything opposite who you know me as. The crown has to go. The nice clothes, the big smile that everyone recognizes me by cannot exist without coffee. So, as much as I appreciate this award and as honored as I am to be given and nominated for this award, I am going to have to decline because I cannot face the world without my morning coffee. And not just any coffee, it has to be a good cup of coffee. It must be strong, but not acidic. It has to be flavorful and just the aroma needs to just wash over you. So without my coffee, I am so sorry. But thank you for thinking of me for this award. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Well done indeed, Susanna. That crown definitely suits you. That was the queen of table topics we just heard over there. Thank you so much for your response. I like the way you just jumped straight into the question. There was no thinking. You already knew what you were going to say. At least that's the way you came across. I am honored. So many people that should be mentioned. So many people that deserve this. Something tragic. I agree with you. Not having coffee is tragic, especially a good cup of coffee. And I like the way you described how I take my coffee wherever I go. So nicely paced response, Susanna. Well done in that one. And I, I like the way that you describe yourself first, and then how you would be without coffee. This smiling face, the crown, that's me. But the minute you take away my favorite drink, that's not me. You get the opposite of me. That's not what you really want. So I like the way you did that. And then I like the way you finished at the very end and you described what coffee is. So it's not instant coffee. Instant coffee is for somebody who likes the taste of coffee but doesn't appreciate coffee. So you describe that in very good detail as well. Now, I struggle to give you an area for improvement. So this is going to be cheeky for me, but maybe somebody of your caliber should really be standing up. So stand up and deliver the speech as a person standing up. So other than that, I think you had a really good response. Your words were good. Your gestures were good. Your smiling face was good. And that's all I have. So thank you very much. Well done, Susanna. Can I just double check, Eliza, do we have time for one more question or this is it?
Yeah, one more.
One last question. So now, let me see if I can pronounce your name. Oseg Yefu. Did I pronounce
Don't worry,
correctly?
you have butchered it beautifully, but I accept it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now, your question is, you like this one. Your question is, you receive an award for best communicator, but you must stay silent for the next hour. Please, Oseg Yefu, tell us how you respond. You received the award for best communicator, but you must stay silent for the next hour. Tell us how you respond.
Thank you very much, TTM, for this amazing question. Growing up, I've always known to be a very quiet, shy, calm kid. Since about 20-something years of my life, although I've left home for a while, my mother met me and within some few hours was complaining, Osajefo, why are you now a talkative? I know you to be a very quiet person. You don't talk, you just observe. But growing up, I learned that being able to be out there, share your thoughts, and communicate appropriately is something that can take you very far. And so I joined Toastmasters. And I learned how to communicate and share my ideas adequately. But now I have been awarded the best communicator. What will I do if I'm asked to stay silent? I'll just go back to when I was a kid. I loved being quiet. I loved not to talk to anyone because talking a lot irritated me. It felt like I am being a fish being brought out from the water. It was just because I thought people would always have something bad to say about me when I speak. So that is the thought that will come to my head. And when that thought comes to my head, you can give me the next 365 days. I am not going to talk. I'm going to stay silent. Thank you very much, TTM.
Thank you so much, Oksegbu. Thank you so much for taking on that question, for receiving the Best Communicator Award. So I like the way you went back to your childhood. So it sounds like a true story to me. Back to your childhood when you were young and shy, like we all were. We didn't really talk. Why? Because your parents told you, don't talk until you're spoken to. At least that's what my parents did anyway. And then later on, you get this award, and then you reflected, if I was given this particular challenge, how would I respond? So I like the way you intersected the question back into your response. And then you responded back, I would just go back to how I was when I was a kid. Easy. Now, an area for improvement. This would have been an opportunity for you to not have spoken at all. So here you're getting the communicator award right now, and you're not supposed to speak. So if I was in your shoes, I would have not spoken at all and just give gestures. So what you're doing is you're responding, your acceptance speech would be gestures. That's a really, really hard one. Just thinking about it blows my mind, because I'm thinking I can do gestures and miming for about 20 seconds, but after that, how do you then drift it on for a minute at least? So maybe the answer could have been divided into two halves. Yes, so your acceptance speech, yeah, and then you finish with, and that concludes my hour's worth of silence. Yeah, so I think that would have been the only area for improvement. Other than that, I think you did really well. Yeah. Again, like I said to Susanna, try and stand up if you can. I'd love to see your gestures, because I'm convinced, somebody who's an experienced speaker like you will have a lot more storytelling if you can include your gestures as well. Thank you, speakers, and thank you, Toastmaster today. Joseph, handing back to you. Well done,
Thank you
everyone.
so much. Thank you so much, Table Topics Master. Thank you for stepping up. Very interesting. I've been told in the past some of my best speeches I give are when I don't speak also. Very interesting how those things come across. All right. Before I hand it over to our general evaluator, I want to thank everyone who stepped up. Obviously, we had to change a couple roles around, but I had no problems finding evaluators and table topics and everything else. Just thank you for that. I think in the future, and I'm guilty as anyone else, we should put our role under, next to our name so everyone knows, oh, you're the evaluator, you're table topics. A little confusing when we had to change things around. But anyways, I think we had a great meeting. This has been a lot of fun, but my part was fun. We'll see how our general evaluator's part goes. So please help me welcome our general evaluator all the way from God's country, Pennsylvania, David Cragen. Take it away, Dave.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you for all of your help in the background on this meeting that you gave to me. So our first speaker, Anselm, his evaluator was delayed, and Joe took the leadership to let me know and alert me to that. So I'm going to give Anselm a short evaluation. I think he immediately commanded the room with his manner of speaking. And he talked about how addiction can happen slowly. My PhD is in pharmacology and toxicology, so his topic is very close to my heart, and I really liked his approach. He had great uses of language, such as he said, no matter how deep the addiction is, there is hope. And the journey for recovery isn't easy. Again, strong, powerful uses of language. What could he do to improve? Well, as Nancy mentioned, add a few more powerful pauses, because I thought you had great uses of language. Sometimes, though, you were going on to the next point before I could fully enjoy what you had just said. And then another thing, too, in almost any talk, it can be valuable to quote an authority. Addiction is a problem in every country, everywhere in the world. And if you quoted an authority about statistics or the challenges of recovering from addiction, something like that, that could have added a little more to your talk. But overall, very sincere and powerful talk on a really important topic. So that's my evaluation of you, Ansel. Now, fortunately, Joe in the background contacted me too to make sure I knew the speakers and their respective evaluators. So for Letitia, Alan Ung will evaluate her, excuse me. Alan?
Thank you, Dave. Just want to make sure I get the name correct. It's Letitia, right? So here we go. Letitia, this is a speech on change management. And I would like to share with you two things that I really like about your speech and two things that I feel like I would love to see a little bit more. So let's start off with what I like. The first was how you set the scene by clearly identifying the new role that you were being in, which was personal, professional, and in Toastmasters. You set the scene a little bit better by telling us that people assuming that you know what to do, but it may not be necessarily true. So you brought us a question to ponder, which was, so is this change exciting or it could be overwhelming? So this is how I like the scene was being set. As part of the speech to demonstrate your understanding of change management, and you have actually done it, the second point that I liked was the 5-step process. Why change was needed, who was involved, how to communicate change, what action to take, and how to measure success. So these were the two things that I really like about your speech. Now, looking at the objective of the speech, which was looking at the specifics and detail of how you actually plan out the change management or even some part of it, this is what I love to see more. Number one, the purpose. Is the purpose of this speech more towards informing us about the change management or trying to inspire us to take on the journey of change management? Now, when you ask the question of, is this change exciting or overwhelming? And then the closing was a lot more uplifting. I was more real towards, maybe I should give it a try, rather than, okay, now I know what to expect and how to overcome it. So what we can look into is evidence, more specifics. And this leads to the point number 2, which was on how we can actually structure it so that we can see a little bit more of those evidences. For instance, project management would work really well with a chronological, which is like a timeline structure. Like before we start, we must first think about why we actually want to go for the change. And subsequently, what are the things that should happen. More focus can be on the event itself, which was, say, for instance, I need to communicate with certain people, and then the next thing, whenever the communications was there, I ensure that there is no misinformation. So every event itself was clear in terms of the specifics, the challenges, and maybe a solution towards it. We keep more of the quote or the moments of epiphany away from it so that it feels less inspiring and more on the information itself. So with the two things that I would love to see more, I felt instead of the full management plan, the full change management plan, could it also be possible that according to the objective, we can actually draw out just one specific moment? For instance, I can talk about the 5-step process that we wanted to see in change management, but today I would like to highlight specifically one area that I learned the most, which was creating small action. Then a lot more focus could be on that specific area rather than everything, because there was only 7 minutes, and we would actually really love to go into a little bit more details of how you did it and what we should expect. So by doing that, I want to say congratulations for delivering a speech on change management. I'm someone who really love to know more about it, and I think today we learned something from you. Looking forward to you delivering your next speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alan. That was a great illustration about how you can use body language, even in an online meeting, to emphasize your points. Now we'll go on to our next evaluator, Farhas, who will eliminate Fatima. Farhas?
Hopefully you meant I will evaluate Fatima, not eliminate.
Oh,
Thank you so
evaluate.
much.
I'm sorry. I think I'm not speaking as well today.
No, just kidding. So thank you so much. First off, Fatima, thanks for letting me know and me and the audience know what it takes to build a social media presence, and not just build a social media presence, how to build my voice through social media. And that was the defining characteristic of your amazing speech, Fatima. I loved how you told me 3 basic lessons, 3 important lessons: to be authentic, to be consistent, and to be patient. Now, I've been struggling to build a small social media presence for myself, and listening to you has given me a lot of room, a lot of things to think about on what I should be doing. So authenticity, consistency, and patience. So you have shared your experience. That's very well done. The second thing I really liked about how you went about your speech is you had these lovely, catchy phrases. We cannot predict what will connect with people. You said consistency builds trust. Growth takes time. These are simple, very small phrases, but they are very deep in meaning. And why I found them useful is because small phrases touching my heart, I'm with you right throughout. So thanks a lot for bringing that technique in. The project requires advisors using visual aids, and you used it right throughout your speech. So that was a very big strength. But what I thought the biggest strength was you brought your personal experience into this entire process by telling us about what you've gone through, what brought you into the world of social media. And when you went through those 3 lessons, you threw in small personal experiences and it humanized the entire process. So very well done on doing all of those. With your permission, I would like to maybe suggest for your consideration a few things. First off, there was this very touchy situation during the birth of your child. You said your baby was born with a congenital heart disease. I would have loved to have seen that come out in a bit of emotion. It was quite monotonous, so I didn't really feel that that was a real defining moment. So that's something to think about. We are still speakers and we can still use emotion and voice to bring that out. Secondly, when it got to the 2 advisors towards the end, somehow the speech became more like a sermon. It was sounding a bit like preaching, because I guess the whole concept of personalizing personal stories did not come out there. So let us keep remembering that we are still speakers, not preachers. So that distinction. Third one, using the title, Building My Voice Through Social Media. I would have loved to have seen maybe a phrase, my voice was soft and then it got louder, and then a little while later you did something well, it got even more louder, and towards the end my voice really got louder. That would have really nailed it and linked it back to the title. In summary, thank you so much for telling someone like me how a social media presence should be built, how my voice should be projected. Great use of personal stories, phrases, and lessons. Think about using emotions and the distinction between a preaching and a speech. Fatima, I wish you all the very best. You got a new follower. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you, Farhas, for that very enthusiastic, warm, and valuable evaluation. Now we'll go to our, sorry, let me, now we'll go to our, sorry, I'm having trouble pulling up the agenda. One moment. Now we'll go to our grammarian who will be oh, okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Nancy stepped in at the last moment to give a talk, and Maggie stepped in to evaluate her. So we'll go to Maggie. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. First thing, I want to have a big shout out to Nancy to step in to give almost like a table topics unprepared speech. That is a big courage. Can we give a big round of applause to Nancy? I almost feel like you just run a mini workshop on how to deal with filler word. Can I please tell you, Nancy, I'm a school teacher. I am so sick of the children nowadays using unlimited filler word, including my daughter. Almost every sentence she starts with, well. May I please invite you to run the mini session with them? Because you did a wonderful job. First thing, I love your title, How to Deal with Filler Word. It's like almost feel like it is a first world crisis. We have to deal with it. Otherwise, we can never get to the level as a top speaker. Absolutely love your opening. Even though this is a last minute jump in, you command the Zoom space. You ask a question to engage everyone. What comes to your mind as filler word? To be honest, as Toastmaster, that is the superpower we have. Before joining Toastmaster, I have no idea. You can say 10,000 well in front of me. I have no response. But now, if you say, to be honest with you, because I have been to Nancy's, I heard her speech now. I'm like, oh wow, that is also a unnecessary word because it's not enhance your speech. Because in Nancy's speech, she gave us a lot of examples. She gave us the reasons, so we understand sometimes filler words, not just this level, but it could be so many other things that we don't want in our speech. So wonderful job. And also, Nancy, I have heard your speech a few times. How do you do it? You always have this beaming style, beaming smile. I can feel it even though we're thousands miles away. The vibe that you carry with you and the laughter, just great presentation skills. Now, I had to rack my brain to say what suggestion I could give to Nancy. Maybe at the end you could using filler word as a metaphor. In speech, sometimes filler word doesn't bring much harm, but in life, sometimes we have even bigger filler word, things that is not necessary, but we spend our time on it. For example, it could be spending time on a very meaningless social event that you don't want to go because it's just a filler word, like fill in the time, right? So could use a metaphor to bring your topic if we are talking about the Toastmaster framework. That's the only suggestion. Nancy, always look forward to your speech and thank you to have the story in your hip pocket. Now, listen to me, everyone. Do not say listen to me. Back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie, for another enthusiastic evaluation and fun evaluation. When I started learning Chinese, I thought I won't learn the filler words, so I won't use them when I speak. Then someone pointed out I was using English in my Chinese, English filler words in my Chinese. Okay, now we'll turn to our grammarian, Sandra.
Thank you. To save time and honor our time, I'm going to keep this very brief. In my opinion, I felt that the use of English language was outstanding today by every speaker. Just a couple of phrases that caught my attention. right at the very beginning, a mistake should not define a person forever. Immediately commanded the room. And I really just have to call this out because it's cracked me up and I'm never going to forget it. Eliminate Fatima. Back to you.
Thank you. Now we'll go to our, sorry, I'm having some computer trouble today, to Sura, who will be our counter. Sura?
Okay. Thank you, Dave. Thank you all. Thank you, Joseph, Toastmaster of the Day. Dear friends, this is my first time being a counter. It may be not perfect, but I will try my best. And I've been sitting here listening to all speech. I have heard a lot of word and fillers. So here is the report. Ramesh, three, so three, repeats three. Tamami, one, two, repeats one. Joseph, one, repeats two. Sandra, one. Eliza, so one. Mariam a little bit speak and lost contact. She had one up. Anselm, zero. Letitia, so one, repeats four. Fatima, one. Nancy, of course, I'm not counting fillers you use as an example in your speech. So one and repeats two. Elias, one, repeats one. Meow not included, yeah. Maggie, two, three, so one, repeats three. Susanna repeats one. Ozagiefo repeats one. Dave, one, three. Alan, one. So one repeats one. Farhas, so one and repeats one. Thank you, Dave. Back to you.
Thanks, sure, yeah. You did very fine. Your counter report was fine for your first time. Now we'll switch to Eliza for her timer report.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. My report for today for our speaker, Anselme spoke for 6 minutes and 18 minutes. Leticia spoke for 5 minutes and 36 minutes. Fatima spoke for 6 minutes and 16 minutes. Nancy spoke for 5 minutes. While for table topic, Elios spoke for 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Maggie, 2 minutes and 13. Susanna, 2 minutes and 25. And Onsal, what is his name? Okay, I cannot read my own handwriting. Yeah, Onsaigo, 2 minutes. For the evaluator, Ellen spoke for 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Farhas, 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Maggie spoke for 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thanks, Eliza. And I know time's tight, so I'll be very quick. I just wanted to say Toastmasters is a way to teach leadership skills, and we saw 2 great examples of that. Managers make heroes of themselves. Leaders make heroes of others. Joe in the background did a lot to help me. That's a sign of a true leader. Plus, he did things in the meeting too, pointing out to Sura about his audio problem in the beginning. And then Ram did a great job. He was the table topic evaluator, but then he switched to do both. And he didn't ask us how he was going to do it. He just went forward and did his evaluations after each speaker. That was another great example of leadership. Now I'll turn it back to Ram. Thanks. for club business.
Thank you so much, everyone. What a wonderful meeting that was. Well done, Joseph, for stepping in there. Well done, Dave, for leading the evaluations. Just want to double check, Tamami, do we have any club news before we wrap up and take photos?
No, it's just announcement for next meeting. We have new Exco installation, so please mark your calendar.
Okay, can I
And
get
I want to
everyone?
thank our guest and Alan for coming in. Alan, do you still have time? A little bit time? Can we take photo? Okay. Let's take photo.
If you can, please turn on your cameras and we'll take a quick photo if we can. Oh, yes, they're all coming online. Thank you very much. How many pages do we have? 2 pages. Fantastic. And do we have everyone? There's a few people that don't have their cameras on. Can I hide everyone? All right, 3, 2, 1. And second page. Thank you so much.
Okay, great.
What is the date of your next meeting, please?
It's June 27th.
Thank you.
2 weeks time. 2 weeks time.
Yes. Okay.
So we meet on the second Saturday and the fourth Saturday of every month, unless there is a special event going on, like Christmas or Easter or something along those lines. But most of the time, we generally stick to second and fourth Saturday of the month. Do we want to get some feedback from the guests? Anyone who hasn't been here before, this is their first experience. Please share your feedback, be it negative, well, not negative. Let's call it constructive feedback, areas for improvement. We would always like to be even better than we already are. So, and who would like to go first? I've got Osagiafu. I'm going to get this right. Please tell me I was close.
Dear leaders, guests, and members of World Travelers Toastmasters, please help me turn into an ambulance and shout, wow, 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 wow. And I'm not exaggerating. This meeting was something else entirely. My name is Osaje for joining you all the way from Ghana. I'm a proud member of 2 clubs, CS Relentless Toastmasters and also Christos Citas Toastmasters. Every single part of this meeting, the energy, the organization, the speakers, and the warmth, I loved every bit of it. There was moments where I found myself distracted. There was not even a single moment I found myself distracted or even disengaged. Each speaker held my attention throughout all the meetings, and I'm going to speak with my club officers if there is a possibility to have a joint meeting with you. Thank you very much for having me today.
Thank you so much for your feedback. Greatly appreciated. And there's a gentleman that shares my name, most of it. Rama, please.
Thank you, Ram. I'm feeling very happy. It's an outstanding session. I really like the way the entire section was conducted. The most important thing when it comes to Toastmasters, I'm sitting in India, attending and meeting so many people from across the world. I think this is the beauty of Toastmasters. I have learned so many things today, especially table topic questions. That's a different type of questions. In our Toastmasters, we never conduct this type of input questions. These questions are very curious. Toastmaster Lama, you mentioned right the question when asked about you need to maintain silence, then you could have used the body gestures to answer. Yes, that's a good idea. I would use it in the future. Then the energy, outstanding. Speeches very nice, and especially I heard our this year third prize winner Alan. I'm very happy to see him. I just wanted to see him. Finally, I met him. Not personally, I have seen him, but I really like the way he conduct the session. I would love to attend future meetings. Thanks to you.
Thank you so much, Rama, for your feedback. Please come again, certainly. As I said, second and fourth Saturday of each month. And over to you, guest Rabbi Shrestha. Did I get that close?
Yeah,
Rabbi.
thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Rama. I come from a Himalayan country, Nepal, and I'm a member of Lumini Toastmasters Club. First of all, thank you, Eliza, for the invitation, and Farooq, Eliza and Farooq for the invitations. Well, first of all, I would like to say what a wonderful session I had today. I have a lot of takeaways from today's meeting. The way the table, I found the table topic very creative. I will now practice those things in my club as well. That would be value additions for my club as well. And overall, it was nice to see such a members from all around the globe in a single forum. That was a great and different members from different countries. I really enjoyed it, and I have a lot of takeaways from today's meeting, which I will share in my club as well. And thank you for allowing me for the meeting. Over to you, Rama.
Thank you so much. And now I just want to just give credit where credit's due. So these were Miriam's questions. I just want to make sure. Yeah, so she had these fantastic ideas. I just tweaked it just a little bit so I didn't give you too many clues when you were responding to the question. Other than that, it was all of her work. So well done, Miriam, definitely. Does anybody else there? If we don't have any more questions or feedback, we will close the meeting, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time, where we install the new executive officers. I'm just looking. I don't see any more feedback. Thank you so much, everyone.
Rizwana,
Where?
please. Rizwana, are you there?
She didn't have a hand up. Okay, Rizwana, you there?
Did Susanna speak?
Yeah, Susanna.
Oh, Susanna, you want to say a few words?
Yes,
She wants to join.
She
I'm just going to say I love this club.
Webpage.
I love the quality of speakers, the quality of your organization. I just can't wait to be a member. Thank you. And to see everyone in Vancouver.
I'll be there. We'll be there.
I'll be the one with the crown on my head.
Where do you live, Susanna?
I live
New
in Wilmington,
Jersey.
Delaware.
Okay.
Susanna, you're in Jersey, right?
No, I'm in Wilmington, Delaware. I'm right over the river. But I grew up in New Jersey.
Okay.
Okay. And so Alan left already?
Yep.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to give certificate of appreciation to him and thank him.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. The meeting is adjourned. Please come again.
All right.
See you
Good
again.
morning, everyone. Have a great day.
Take care, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
Good afternoon
See
from
everyone.
Managana. Bye-bye.
Milhana.
Bye-bye.
Oh, guys, by the way, Milhana is our new member. The money is already with me for 1 year, but
Hello, people.
we have a new
Milhana,
member
I've been
from Sri Lanka.
quietly
Milhana.
observing,
Are we able
silently
to?
detecting everyone.
Are we able to see you, Milhana? Are you okay? Put your camera on.
Yes. Ta-da!
There you are. Okay. Welcome.
Welcome.
I am
I
so excited. Firstly, thank you, Eliza, for having me. And and I'm excited to see my brother Farhaz as well. You're gonna have fun with me. Yes. Thank you so much for a wonderful session. I had fun. And I hope I'll be learning a lot from great speakers and leaders.
So many great speakers. I completely agree with you. Well done, everyone.
Okay, well done.
If there's nothing else, let's wrap it up and we'll see you again in 2 weeks' time, bright and early. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Where's Elios and his cat?
Good night.
Good night.
Meow, 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 Elios.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Take care.
Take care.